2. I'm Susie, this is Madison.
So we're going to be showing you how to make the icing today. So for this you're going to need 5 egg whites, 1 2-pound bag of powdered sugar. You're going to need some squeezy bottles, a piping bag with a number 2 tip, coloring of your choice, some toothpicks, sprinkles if you want them, and any flavoring of your choice, and some plastic wrap. So to get started, we're going to mix the egg whites and the powdered sugar. So we're going to mix by hand to start with and then use the mixer. So when you're mixing this, you can use a hand mixer, or if you're using a stand mixer, make sure to use the paddle attachment and not the whisk, because it will not turn out right. So after 3 minutes, I stopped to scrape down the bowl, and it's a lot whiter now and a lot thicker, as you can see. You can turn it upside down. It doesn't plop off right away, so that's kind of what you're looking for. And now we're going to add flavoring. We used egg whites, but you can use meringue powder instead. And this is the consistency we're looking for. It's a bit thicker. And we don't want this for what we're doing. It's a bit thicker than we want, so we're going to have to water it down to then add our food coloring. So we are making 4 colors, so we're going to distribute it equally between 4 bowls. So we have our icing in our 4 containers, and one of our colors is white, so I'm going to show you how to thin it down with water. But this is where you would add food coloring. So we're just going to make it for our piping bag consistency. And don't go by an exact measurement for adding water. Just add a little bit and then go by that. It doesn't have to be an exact measurement. And you're going to want this to be the consistency of toothpaste. So now our icing is about the consistency of toothpaste, as you can see. And we are now going to take some out and set it aside for our piping bag. And then we are going to thin it down further for our flood icing. So now we're going to make our flood icing, and do the same thing and just add some water and mix it up. And this time you want your icing to be about the consistency of shampoo. So now we have our icing, and it's about the consistency of shampoo. And this is where you want it. Just that runs off the spoon really nice. And we're going to put this into our squeezy bottle. Alright, so I'm going to give you guys a little secret really quick. Put your icing that you put in your icing bag in some plastic wrap and just spin it around, and then when you go to put in here, just thread the end of the plastic through and then cut it off, and it makes it so much easier. So what we're going to do, once you have your icing in here, and this is the thicker one, you're basically just going to outline around the cookie. So just a thin border around the cookie. Alright, so as you can see, it doesn't look very good, because I've only done this a couple times, but it's okay because you get better the more you do it. But you're just going to do that for all your cookies, and if you have a cookie that you're going to use multiple colors on, you're just going to outline where you're going to do that color, if that makes sense. And then fill it in.
Okay.
So now she's going to show you how to fill it in. Alright, so we finished all of our snowflakes. This is what they look like. And we used the rest of our blue to fill in parts of some of the ornaments. And now we're going to use the orange, and I'm just going to show you how to do two colors next to each other. So I'll do this one. As you can see, I've already outlined some blue on there, and we filled it in. So now I'm just going to outline some next to it. So there, I just outlined the part I want to be orange. And now she's going to fill it in.
Okay, so while it's still wet, you can put any sort of sprinkles or decorations you want on top.
You've got a lot to choose from. All right, now I'm going to get started on some of these hats. I'm just going to outline where I want the red. Alright, so now we're going to finish our Santa hats up with the white. Alright, so for the snowflakes, all we're going to do is take the white in the bag and just do some lines across. You can get as fancy as this if you want. And if you have thinner tips for your bags, then you can do a lot more detail on these. But this one's a bit big to do too much detail. Alright, so there you go. Here's all our cookies completed. And you don't have to be a professional to do this. Just slap some sprinkles on them if you have mistakes or you just want to make them look pretty. That's how royal icing works. So if you like this video, put a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell notification if you want to see when there's new videos on this channel.